Hello everybody. So as you guys can see, I am back to having weird blonde hair. So to be completely honest with you guys, I have a lot of gray hair. I started going gray when I was about like 25, and it's been a struggle to cover up the grays. So when I have dark hair, the grays turn like red when the hair dye starts to wash off. So I have to dye my hair like every 2 weeks, and it's just a lot easier to blend in the grays on lighter hair. So I'm gonna try this color for a while. I actually wanted to go silver, but I'm okay with this color even though it's not perfect. But anyway, that is why we have blonde hair today. I do miss the brown, so I don't know how long we're gonna keep this, but anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know why we have blonde hair in today's video. In today's video, I am gonna quickly show you guys eye swatches of the new Urban Decay Stoned palette, and I'm also gonna be walking you through an eyeshadow look using the palette. So if you guys want to see me swatch the entire palette on my eyes and you want to see an eyeshadow tutorial, then just keep on watching. So really quickly, before I show you the eye swatches and the eyeshadow look, I am going to tell you some little things about the palette. So the palette looks like this. It is a hard plastic, and on the top of the palette we can see that there's a 3D design with all of the different gemstones. So the gemstone that the palette is infused with is tourmaline, and it's supposed to be known as the most colorful gemstone on earth. I'll tell you guys a little bit more about that in a second, but the palette retails for $54, and it does come with 12 eyeshadows. As you guys can see, the palette does have a mirror on the inside, and it does come with a brush. The one side of the brush is just a flat side, and the other side is a fluffier side for blending. And again, there is 12 eyeshadows. There are 4 mattes, and then we have the 8 new shimmer eyeshadows. This is a brand new creamy formula. It does say that it's best applied with your finger, and you guys will see that when I swatch the eyeshadows a little bit later on. So all of these shimmer eyeshadows are supposed to be infused with the gemstone that I mentioned a little bit earlier. It's called tourmaline. I actually don't know if I'm saying that properly, but again, it is supposed to be the most colorful gemstone here on earth. And it says that it has healing properties. It's supposed to help with anxiety, blood circulation, abundance, so we can get all the monies, and it's just supposed to help relieve stress, and it has a whole bunch of healing properties. You guys can Google it. I will type the gemstone in the description box down below if you guys are interested in reading more about it. But yeah, the eyeshadows are supposed to be infused with this particular gemstone. You can find the palette at Ulta, Sephora, and Urban Decay. So anyway, that is everything that I wanted to tell you about the palette. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the eye swatches and the tutorial. All right, so we are starting off with the swatches, and I am starting off with the first one from the palette. It is this cute white matte eyeshadow. There's really nothing that I can say about this other than, you know, it's a good color for the brow bone to blend and for the lid. Next, we are moving on to the second eyeshadow, which is this beautiful green. And I don't know if you guys notice, but these shimmers are so beautiful. They have many different types of glitter, and I don't know if it's because it's infused with this particular gemstone. I forget the name of it, but maybe that's what also gives it that sparkly, like light reflecting, I don't know. I think you guys know what I'm trying to say, but I mean, just look at it. It's so beautiful. And as you guys can see, the eyeshadows yes, they do best when you apply them with your finger. So yeah, anyway, this one is another one of my favorites. It is like this peachy orangey pink eyeshadow, and it's beautiful. It's even prettier in person. The way the light reflects this one is just gorgeous. It's like pink and silver and peach, and yeah, it's one of my favorites from the palette. And then this next one, okay, I love this one so much. I love anything lilac, so silver. I can't talk today, but anyway, like, just look at how beautiful this looks. And this is applied with the brush. Applied with the finger, they are even more intense. You can also use a silicone brush, which I do end up using in the video, but I mean, just look at this. It just gives you that wet, super shimmery eyeshadow look, and I love it so much. Now we have another one of the mattes. This is just a peachy matte, and you know, Urban Decay eyeshadows are pretty soft, like the matte colors are, I should say. But yeah, this is another color that would be great as a transition color. And then this next matte is also really pretty. Again, the mattes are very soft in this palette, but this is a gorgeous color. We do end up using this color later on in the tutorial, so you guys will get to see it in action with the eyeshadow primer and all of that, so you'll get a better sense of what it looks like in a look. And then this one, okay, this one, I have never been a fan of colors like this at all. I just don't like the way that it reflects the brown. The green to me looks just blah. I don't know, it looks like poopy, and I don't like it. But if you guys like it, go for it. That's my least favorite eyeshadow from the palette. But this one I love. This one is gorgeous, and I can imagine this one looking so beautiful in a smoky eyeshadow look. Yes, please. Yeah, so this is one of my favorites from the palette as well. Ojo, it's in Spanish, so like, come on, you know. Anyway, this next one is also very pretty. Again, another silvery shimmery eyeshadow. It's gorgeous. Yeah, I mean, nothing to say. And again, here you see applied with the finger, it just really intensifies. So if you do end up picking the palette, I highly suggest applying it with your little fingers. Okay, this one is another one of my favorites. Honestly, all of the shimmers I love except for that poopy one that I told you guys about, but this one is really pretty as well. It's a little bit more subtle, but it's beautiful. It also has those hints of pink and peach and orange and copper, and it's just gorgeous. Lastly, this is another matte. So on the back of the palette, it says there's 4 mattes. This one does look like it has a little bit of a sheen to it, but as you guys can see, it pretty much looks matte, so I'm gonna call it a matte. And again, it's another just softer matte color from Urban Decay, but it's really nice as well, and it does complement the palette very nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the eyeshadow look. I'm trying something a little bit different and going back to the way that I used to do videos. So instead of zooming right into the eye, I'm just going to be like this. You guys let me know what you prefer better. But anyway, I am going to start off by priming my eyes using the P. Louise eyeshadow base in the shade 2.0. So the eye is primed, and I'm pretty sure these looks are going to be pretty easy since we only have 4 matte eyeshadows, and this is a palette really that you want to get for the shimmers, not for a complete palette, you know what I mean? Okay, so let's see, what do we want to do today? Anyway, so I'm going to start off with the shade Antidote, and I'm just going to grab a fluffy brush. This is a Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH32 brush. And I'm just going to take this shade and I'm going to start in the outer corner, and I'm going to bring it right into the crease as well as my transition area. So I'm not really packing any colors today. I'm just going in and blending. Next, I am gonna go right into this guy right here, which is Hexed. It's another matte, and I'm gonna use the same brush, lightly dipping my brush right into that pan and shaking it off a little bit. And I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just going to lightly start adding it to the outer corner and then bringing it right into the crease. This one I am not bringing up to the transition area. I'm gonna make sure that I keep this one right in the outer corner and the crease. I do feel that we lost a bit of that transition color, so I'm gonna grab a Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH33 and I'm going to go back into the first color right here. So I'm gonna take this brush, add a little bit of that first color, and I'm just gonna lightly blend the edges. So now I'm just adding a little bit more of Hexed, and I'm using the JH33, which is just a bit of a firmer blending brush than the first one that we were using. And I'm only doing that because I want to try to get a little bit more pigment out of these eyeshadows, because I feel like right now I'm trying to build them up and I'm not getting as much pigment as I would like. I'm gonna grab the brush that came with the palette and I'm gonna go into Good Karma, which is the white matte, the matte white from the palette, and I'm just going to apply this right to my brow bone. And then once I do that, I always like to go back to my blending brush and very lightly blend whatever is left on the brush with the brow bone shade. That way it doesn't look like a harsh white line. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the lid color, and for the lid color I'm gonna go into Vibes, which is this guy right there, and these do apply better with your finger. So I am gonna go in with my finger and I am going to put this right on the lid. Okay, how pretty is this eyeshadow? Oh, okay, it's so pretty. Okay, so I think I want to take Opal Aura, this guy right here, and I want to put it on my inner corner. I just don't know how I'm gonna do that because my finger is not going to fit in there. So I'm gonna take my favorite silicone brush from Morphe and I'm just gonna go right into Opal Aura and I'm gonna try to apply it on the inner corner. Oh, this is so pretty. It looks like a galaxy. Literally looks like a galaxy. I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera, but it's reflecting so many beautiful colors, like the lilac and like a baby blue and pink and white, silver. It just looks beautiful. Okay, I like that. Okay, I am really happy with this. These eyeshadows are so pretty. Okay, let's move on to the lower lash line. I'm trying not to take too long or talk too much because you guys know that I can talk way too much. Okay, so for the lower lash line, I am gonna dip into Third Eye and I'm just going to run this right along the lower lash line. I'm gonna take a pencil brush and I'm gonna go into Hexed one more time and I'm just going to blend the lower lash line. And I'm also connecting the lower lash line with the outer corner. Alright, now moving on to the waterline, I'm going to grab this nude pencil from Makeup Forever. This one is in the shade Sand. Okay, so I think this looks really pretty. I think it would also look really nice with a winged liner, but I'm going to leave it the way that it is. And I'm just going to move on to mascara. So for mascara, I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty mascara. I think that's it for this eyeshadow look. I think this would look really nice with a winged eyeliner, maybe like a dark purple or dark brown eyeliner. I think that would look gorgeous. I'm going to leave mine the way that it is, but just giving you guys an idea in case you want to do a winged liner. But I am going to go finish the other eye off camera and I will be right back. Alright, so I am back. I just finished the rest of my makeup off camera. I don't know if I like this lipstick. I think my contacts are making me look a little bit freaky, so I might go take this off. But anyway, this is the finished eyeshadow look. I'm going to zoom you out so that we can talk a little bit about the palette, okay? Okay, so that was everything. You guys just saw the eye swatches and this eyeshadow look. I hope that you like it. I guess I'm just gonna give you guys my final thoughts on the palette. The palette itself is a beautiful palette. I think the packaging is gorgeous, and if you are in need of shimmers, like beautiful shimmers that are going to pop and give you that wet eyeshadow look, I mean, look at this. This is just gorgeous. I say go for the palette. The quality of the new formula is so good, so good. And I don't know if you guys know, I'm sure you know, but you know when you get those palettes that have the creamy shimmers in them and you put your brush in it and it kind of just like crumbles, this doesn't do that. You can put your brush in there and you can see where it goes like a little bit soft, but it doesn't crumble. And the color payoff is great. You guys saw the swatches on my eyes and they are all beautiful, especially this blue right here. The only one that I kind of didn't like that much is this guy right here, Bloodstone. I've never liked these type of shimmer colors. This was big back in the day. I think Makeup Geek was the first one to come out with something like this, or was it Too Faced? I don't remember, but I never liked them because they give off like green and brown and they just look a little bit weird. But other than that, I loved the palette, and the mattes are great. They are very soft mattes. If you guys are used to Urban Decay eyeshadow palettes, you know that the mattes from Urban Decay are a little bit softer. They're not as like opaque as other mattes, but they're still really beautiful. They still perform really well. They blend really nicely. You could probably do these two mattes with any of these shimmers. Maybe not the blue one because I feel like that might look a little bit weird, but for every other shimmer I think it would go together. Again, this is not a palette that you want to buy as a full palette. Like, you're gonna definitely want other palettes, other eyeshadows to go with this palette because the palette is mostly shimmers. But if you are looking for a palette full of beautiful, shiny, shimmering, wet looking shimmers, get it. I really like the palette. I love the new formula. It's infused with some kind of amazing gemstone that's supposed to give you healing properties, so why not? I like it. So I say, if you guys like the swatches, you like the way that it performed while you were watching this video, I say go for it. It's beautiful. Anyway, that is it for this video. I hope that you guys liked it. Let me know down below if you're gonna pick up the palette or not. Let me know what you want to see next. I think I'm gonna film the ColourPop Candyland video next, but if you guys want to see something else, let me know down below as well. And yeah, thank you guys so much for being here and watching. Don't forget that you can follow us all over social media at GlitterBeauties, the same way that is spelled somewhere over here. But again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.